Stop! Where are you?
I'm literally right here.
How did you get here?
By accident.
Who are you? What are you?
I'm just one of us.
From the multiverse?
That's right.
Prove it.
Well, we have a cat named Teebs the cat. She rules over us with an iron fist. We try to make it seem like she's just a cute cat that lives with us or whatnot. And because we love her so much, we actually named our whole production company after her. But the truth is, she owns us. She has us wrapped around her paws. Tight.
Sounds about right. But we don't talk about that, do we?
No, we don't. I suppose reality wasn't always like this.
I suspect it'd be someone like yours. Until
Until
I lost.
To who?
What do you want?
I just want to get home.
Yeah, believe me. I've been trying to leave this place for a long time.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe. You guard the MCU in this universe, don't you?
Yes, and for good reason.
And what reason is that?
Because it's been getting way out of control recently.
Fair enough. But I need it. I need to talk about the latest MCU installment, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Here's the deal. I'll let you review Doctor Strange if you give me your Miss Pengrino.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna go for that.
No, didn't think so. It's war, then.
You got it.
No. See, that's what you get.
Every night, I dream the same dream. And then...
Hi, and welcome to an all-new episode of
Get
Real. And on this episode, no, we're not going to talk about Batman.
no.
We already did that, kinda. Did we really give a good explanation of the film? No, we're here to talk about this dude. It's Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
We just saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Goo-goo-ka-choo. That should have been the tagline of the movie. Goo-goo-ka-choo. Because this movie was goo-goo-ka-choo.
It's a lot.
There's a lot. It was a fun film. It's the latest installment from Marvel Studios.
Mm-hmm.
The latest installment of their cinematic universe.
Yep.
And it was bonkers, to say the least.
I really liked it though.
It was a fun film. There was a lot to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And most of that was due to the fact that this was a Sam Raimi directed film. Director of the Evil Dead films, Darkman, and the SpiderMan, Tobey Maguire SpiderMan franchise.
Tobey Maguire.
He directed those. And this movie is just, it's kind of a mishmash of both of those factors, and some Doctor Strange mixed in.
Mm-hmm.
But what? Oh, you're doing a portal thing.
Oh, he does.
I don't have my effects are not good enough to create a portal.
Damn.
So, here's this.
You're not going to have diarrhea any longer. You are not going to have diarrhea any longer.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets on this show.
Okay.
But anyway, no, so Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Fun film. What did you think about it overall, Miss Pengrino?
I really liked it.
It was fun. Coming off the heels of Spider-Man No Way Home, which I kind of thought there was going to be more of a link to that because of the fact that this is where the multiverse really got started, was in that film. I thought at first that maybe this is what Doctor Strange was going through while he was out. Remember in Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man traps Doctor Strange in the multiverse, and I kind of thought that's what this movie was him in the multiverse, going from multiverse to multiverse, trying to get back.
You're trying to combine them too much. They're each own.
They're all, and their own thing, but and as we find out in the film, he does mention the situation with Spider-Man, so that's how he became familiar with the multiverse, and there's a whole lot of crazy going on in this film. What'd you say?
Can't stop yawning.
Well, maybe we should stop doing the show when you're so tired. We should pick a day when you're awake and everything. And it's like,
well, I tried to do that.
I forced her to get up and do this show. It's currently 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
And I said, stop your whining. We're going to do...
It's not 3 in the morning.
It is. It's 3 in the morning. We're going to do a TV show.
We're going to do a TV show. Because I said.
Oh, testicles.
Bitch, are you for real?
But no, the movie was fine. Again, I tell you, it was definitely a departure from what we're used to. A lot of people have been saying it's surprising this movie got a PG-13 rating with all the people getting killed, because there's some brutal deaths in this film. Brutal deaths, even from Marvel's standpoint. It gets brutal in some scenes.
Yeah. I mean, one person gets skewered by a fence post. I mean, that's pretty...
When? Where? Who gets that? Oh, right. Man. That took a long time. By the way, sorry. There's going to be some spoilers in this. By the way, and also you can't whisper when you're mic'd.
Oops.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So some spoilers. You kind of need to know some spoilers in order to know what's going on in the film. Wanda, Scarlet Witch, has gone crazy because she has the Necronomicon. No, it's the Book of Valanche. What's it called?
I don't think anything of what you're saying is right.
The Book of Fashanti, I think, is what it was called.
No, that's the good book.
Oh.
Let's find a cat, torture it, set fire to it, and fuck it.
So he has a bad book. There's a bad book out in the universe. And it's the dark...
Goops?
On your phone, sure.
Okay. Pardon me.
Did y'all notice my Slammin Prince shirt? Yeah. Got this from Miranda from the Smoking Hot Podcast for my birthday. I'm a big fan. I love it.
The Darkhold.
Oh, the Darkhold!
You got nowhere near close to that.
And appropriately named because it gets a hold of
the person
Wanda.
Yep.
And Wanda is determined to get to her children who are in another universe. I did not sit through the entire WandaVision TV show, so I don't know the whole story. I know those kids were her kids in WandaVision.
Right. But in WandaVision, so that whole scenario was her trying to keep Vision alive, and but he was already dead.
But it was all fake because he died. He died in Infinity War. It wasn't even Endgame. He died in Infinity War.
Right.
Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
So literally, this whole thing for WandaVision was a pure creation. She took over a town and made them believe in this creation, and she recreated Vision and created children. So the children were never real in her universe.
Right.
And she made them.
And every episode worked like an episode of like a 1950s, 60s TV sitcom.
Yep.
And it was great.
Because she'd frozen the whole town into this mental state.
I had seen a couple episodes. I hadn't seen the whole thing, so I was a little lost when it came to the kids thing. But I figured it had something to do with WandaVision, and so she's trying to get to the universe where these kids actually exist and live with. And this was what got confusing: is the Wanda in the other universe also Scarlet Witch, but she's just more of a homebody now because she has kids?
Okay.
So the
reason the Scarlet Witch became the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Was because one of the people she took over in the town was a witch.
Oh.
And so she, more embraced her powers and became more powerful because some ruins or books or something like that. So the Wanda in the other universe, no, it's just Wanda because she never had to fight that other character from WandaVision to become the Scarlet Witch.
So she's Rudy Ray Moore?
Man, move over and let me pass. Supposed to have to be pulling these hush puppies out your motherfucking ass.
No, so that makes more sense. So
right, so it's not that she doesn't have the powers, she does, but they're not to the extent of what the Scarlet Witch has because she had to go through like a trauma to get those gifts. You notice like her fingertips are black?
The black. When you touch this book and you become corrupt,
that's actually from WandaVision.
Your hands become black?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the more you use these evil ruins and the bad books, it like corrupts your skin. Like the witch she fought like had almost all black hands. So she just had fingertips because she, hadn't used too much.
So she's Captain Picard?
No.
An unmitigated disaster.
Which is ironic I say that because he makes an appearance in this film. But yeah, so that's what's going on. She's trying to get to this other universe so she can live with her kids. Doctor Strange says, no, you can't do that. And then it becomes a fight.
The thing is...
No, the thing's not in this, but Mr. Fantastic is. Spoilers! Ha ha! You said the thing, I said Mr. Fantastic.
Right. Anyways, so the thing is...
Ha ha! Crack a window open, will ya?
Crack a window, will ya? Crack a window, Willie, huh?
Can we explain the movie now? What are we doing?
I'm trying to.
So Marvel.
So how she gets to these multiverses is she dream walks. And the thing is, Doctor Strange is like, you can't do that because the Wanda in the other version, like the other universe, exists. And she would be like taking over her body.
But then at the end of the movie, Doctor Strange does it. Hypocrite!
Different scenario, and he gets out. Wanda wanted to stay in that person's body forever.
So that's what's going on, and but like crazy stuff happens, and I enjoyed the romp. This was a more exciting. This and SpiderMan No Way Home was probably the two most exciting Marvel films that have come out in a long time. Because everything else, as we've said, I think we said it in maybe the Batman review, that the Marvel movies have kind of just been like a assembly line, like a churning engine of just movies that are coming out all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's just like the same story over and over. The Spider-Man movies were always consistently good. Doctor Strange was pretty good, but this one tops Doctor Strange. Much like Spider-Man, and some of the other heroes as well. The sequels got better as you went on, and this is a great film. And like I said,
there's more of a story to this one.
There is,
and Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, well, Spider-Man No Way Home had a pretty good story.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I enjoyed these two more, because Marvel movies have just gotten, here's the bad guy, here's the good guy, let's fight, okay, we're done.
Well, like
this was like an in-depth story.
In Shang-Chi that came out in the summertime.
Can't wait to see that. You watched it without me.
We have it on Blu-ray. We can watch it right now if we want to. But the point I'm trying to make is that it was a traditional origin story, but the origin story was like, okay, let's get this out of the way so we can get some fighting. It was like very fast. Let's get to some fighting. Let's forget all of this. Let's get into it. And that's kind of what I liked about Doctor Strange was kind of like that too. It was kind of like, okay, he had the car accident. He screwed up his hands. Let's get going. Let's get going. Let's keep this going. And Spider-Man, they didn't even care. They were like, no. We did it with Sam Raimi in the 2000s. We did it again with Andrew Garfield. We're not going through the whole I got bit by a spider. No, he's already Spider-Man. Iron Man likes him. He said, you're going to be Avenger, and we're going to do this thing. And that's what I liked about these movies. They're kind of moving fast. So, and that's what's interesting about this movie. It kind of it takes off right from the very beginning. They come across this kid named America, something or other, and she apparently has powers to just
travel the multiverse,
glide through the multiverse willy-nilly without any kind of special thing. And Wanda wants to use her power to get to the other universe, and
the reason she does,
and take away her power so she can stay.
Right. So no, the reason she does is because America could put her in that universe and be done with it. But she wants the ability to protect her kids forever and always. And so if something's like wrong with them and that universe that she's in can't fix it, she wants to have the ability to go to a different one to see if they have something to fix it.
Right, and sound logic. But, you know, we don't have that capability.
No, because we can't travel the multiverse.
Why is she... Speak for yourself. We did a whole episode about it on the Smokin' Hot Toddcast.
Yay.
And speaking of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast, you know, one thing I was disappointed in this film was the fact that he didn't travel to a bunch of different universes. When you hear Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you think he's going to go from universe to universe to universe. He's going to meet all these crazy people. There's one scene where he and America
fall through about 7.
Just fall through, and it was really cool. They fall through like a world where everybody's paint. He falls through like a silent movie universe, a comic book, ironic for universe, like all these different universes, cartoon-ish, yeah, like all these crazy different universes. And I'm like, okay, wow, where is he gonna land? They end up landing in a world that looks similar to ours. It looks more more futuristic, and then that's where. And then that's where the movie takes place, is in this other universe. And so that was kind of a bummer, because in our episode, the Smokin' Hot Toddcast in the Multiverse of Madness, that was the name of the episode, Ollie and I traveled to different universes. We went to a universe where we're all Sam Elliots.
That would have taken a lot of...
Don't say it was going to take a lot of time, because it took us 33 minutes to go through all the different universes, and we came out smelling like a rose on the other side.
Right.
So don't tell me it takes a long time.
We did it audio. Okay, to do it visually, you would have had to create all of those universes and backstories for some of the people in the universes.
Pengrino. This is Disney and Marvel. They've got bazillion, gajabillion, Dr. Evil. Tell them how much money they have.
1 billion, gajillion, fifillion, million.
Exactly. They have all that money.
And the movie was long enough as it is. It didn't need to be any longer. Had you added more universes, it would have been longer.
But what I'm saying is they could have hopped around to different universes, and then, oh no, there's Wanda. We got to go to another universe. We have to get away. We have to keep going to these different universes. That's what I thought when it said Multiverse of Madness. It turns out they just go to one other universe, and then they come back home, and everything's okay. Yes, it's weird. But we got to talk about my favorite part of the movie, where it stops being a Marvel movie and turns into a Sam Raimi movie. I leaned over to you and I said, now it's a Sam Raimi movie, because there's a scene. So the movie starts with America running through the multiverse with a different Doctor Strange, and he's a jerk who's going to kill her. To say, oh, her sacrifice will be great, and greater good. Well, and then he ends up getting killed, but she and the body of this other Doctor Strange falls into the Marvel universe, our universe, if you will. So they bury him. At the end of the movie, he's got to dreamwalk to fight Wanda, which is hypocritical. And he decides, well, there's only one thing I can do, and he resurrects the corpse of the dead Doctor Strange.
Because to dreamwalk, there has to be a version of you in the world that you're trying to dreamwalk in.
And
the only version of him that was in that world, that universe, was a dead one.
And have you ever seen the movie The Frighteners? Now, The Frighteners is not a Sam Raimi film; it's a Peter Jackson film. But he looked exactly like John Astin in Peter Jackson's The Frighteners. He plays a ghost called the Judge, and this ghost is from the 1800s. And so in that world, you either go to heaven or hell, or you choose to stay on Earth as a spirit. But the problem is, as a spirit, you decompose just as your body does. So all the ghosts are like bleeding out the eyes. They're not scary, they're funny, but they're like sweating, and they're like, because they're like this because they're dead, so they have to like die along with their bodies. Well, John Astin's character in that movie, the Judge, has been dead for like 100 some odd years, so he's just a skeleton walking around. He's got that jaw, he's got that big jaw like hanging off his face. It was great. I loved it. And then it also reminded me a lot of like The Mummy, Brendan Fraser's Mummy, the way he looks before he becomes human again. That's what this Doctor Strange looks like.
Yeah.
And it was great.
But what made me, I laughed a little bit towards the end because it started to get emotional towards the end. And you had this zombified Doctor Strange talking like this, like, duh, for the greater good, Wanda. It was just so stupid. But I was like, this is Sam Raimi. This is the way.
He jumped because it was ridiculous.
What you just witnessed was very much what happened in that film, in that scene. No, but that was my favorite
See, and
part.
I was taken to Harry Potter because of the evil spirits who come after him, and they look like Dementors. And
the scene where where all the demons turn into a cape, and
if you possess a dead body, you're playing in the world of the dead, and they don't like that, so they come after you. But he's like, I got this, and he just makes him into like a little cape, so he has like a Dementor cape.
And it's great. So he has a demon cape, and he's able to fly over to where Scarlet Witch is, because she found the temple that will basically. What was the temple about? Do you remember?
It's her temple.
And she didn't know about it?
No, because she built it like in another universe.
But it's in our universe.
She built it a long time ago. I don't know.
This temple...
Because that's how also... The Darkhold, she wrote.
She wrote the Darkhold?
Yes.
I missed all of this.
The ruins were all on the temple. The temple was hers.
I'm not worthy to wear this hat.
The temple was hers. She wrote the
Darkhold.
So...
Who am I? What am I?
She did things. And
so the temple was like a multi-universe place. Like it was a pillar in every universe.
Anyway, it was fucking great, and it was a great movie. It
was great.
But yeah, so you get to see a zombie Benedict Cumberbatch in this, and it's like that's so Sam Raimi. I can't remember from the first Doctor Strange. Did he get with the girl Rachel McAdams at the end of that film? He doesn't, and so spoilers. He loses her once and for all in this film because she gets married.
They are not necessarily like apart at the first of the film, but they're not together.
I don't know what's going on, but
to my remembrance,
it's just But so he doesn't get the girl or anything like that. But he does save the day, and we won't go any further than that. But it's a romp, man. I love the special effects. There were some practical effects in there that kind of made me excited, especially when he was coming out of the grave. It was very like puppetry. Classic Sam Raimi, like Evil Dead. I love the practical stuff. Like that was great. And then when they did the fight scene, because we at the beginning of the episode, I somewhat recreated the fight that he has with himself in another universe.
Yeah.
And they sling musical notes.
I love that.
That was great.
That. Yeah, they're fun, like because Doctor Strange's music is all like nice and sweet, and
it's
and
very
then the
sophisticated.
bad Doctor Strange is like
so yeah, when our Doctor Strange throws notes, it's very orchestratal and very orchestral. Hey,
orchestral?
That's a fun word. Orchestral.
I don't know what the correct way to say that is.
What has he had?
Orchestral and it's very sophisticated sounding. Then when mean Doctor Strange throws notes, it's like heavy metal rock music. It's so great.
I do enjoy that.
So I mean, it's great. I mean, this movie, it's definitely fun. It holds your attention. I liked it more than the Batman, a lot more than the Batman. This just goes to show that Marvel still can do it right. Marvel still does it better than DC. No knocking DC. That's just they do it better. And they know how to, and again, they fleshed out these stories.
Marvel's kind of got better characters just in general, like do it with them.
Well, that's true. When you think of DC, it's three. It's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's it. Mm-hmm. Then you got Marvel, and it's like this plethora. But again, Marvel just knows how to do it right because I didn't know most of these superheroes. I mean, I knew Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, like the originals.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know who Doctor Strange was. Never heard of him.
either.
Black Panther, didn't know who that was. For damn sure didn't know who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. And they ended up being my favorite characters. So, you know.
I thought that was just a made up one. I didn't know that was an actual
That was an actual comic.
comic.
It's later. It's one of the later ones, but it's still a comic book.
Oh, we're just making up shit.
No,
Okay. They exist.
They exist, and they do the thing. And that's what makes Marvel better, is because they have fleshed out these stories for over a decade and a half now. And, you know, they made it work. They made it work. DC just keeps throwing stuff at you. Like they keep like throwing pies in your face, like the Three Stooges. But I mean, granted, the Batman was solid. It was a good film. It's not.
It's good.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't call it my favorite Batman film. No, but yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Marvel films. It's up there with No Way Home, the Thor Ragnarok, and both Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I would place it in that list because it's just that good. But you know, is it the best Marvel film? No, I don't really know what the best Marvel film. It may be No Way Home, but or Infinity War. I don't know, but
I don't know. I've really enjoyed this one.
This is great. This is a good film. So at the end of the day, Miss Pengrino, would you recommend?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Without hesitation.
And if you could we're too old for this, but if you could do it and go see it in like that theater that like shakes you around.
Oh no.
Yeah, go do it if you can. We can't.
Not even if you think you can handle it. Don't do it.
I think it would be awesome.
Don't do
like,
it.
Flying you around freaking everywhere.
Oh my God! Don't do it. No, but I recommend.
We did that one time.
Never again. I recommend this movie as well.
Sure.
It's one of Marvel's
really
best. Marvel's back on track. They were kind of with Black Widow. Shang-Chi was good, and then the Eternals in, and then No Way Home. So they're back on track. They're doing their thing. They're fine. We've got more Marvel films.
What has he had?
And we have more Marvel films to go. Yeah, there's another one. Thor. The next Thor is coming out this year.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to look forward to. A lot to be grateful for in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So much more.
Okay, well, Miss Pengrino, you kind of need to go. I need to go back and fight more with the other Hot Toddy because he's pure evil. So you need to hightail it out of here. I don't want you to get hurt. Is the thing. I don't want you.
Bye.
I don't want you to get hurt.
Excuse me.
Just don't want you to get hurt. Oh, you made Doctor Strange fall down again.
Sorry.
Okay, she's gone. Purple rain. Purple rain, oh, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain.